Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, are the Clippers and Kawhi the most hated team in the NBA? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content so you don't miss anything. Also be on the lookout. Also be sure to check out our Dreamerspro Podcast, which we have linked in the description below. Be on the lookout for our Dreamerspro Premium platform that we are launching next week, which is the first week of January, as we promised. And also be on the lookout for Dreamerspro.com, which is something that we are extremely excited about to take this company to the next level. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted on that, and we'll definitely not disappoint you when we launch our website. Anyway, so let me just get into the content right here, man. This has been a pretty interesting season thus far, hasn't it? Now, some people think that I'm a Clippers fan. Let me say this: I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan, so I support the Clippers. No different than Shannon Sharp, who in the last 5-10 years has been a Miami Heat, Cleveland Cavaliers, and now a Laker fan. So Laker fans embrace him, Clippers fans embrace me because I support their best player. But I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan. I supported him even last year when he was with the Toronto Raptors, and also when he was playing with the San Antonio Spurs. So I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan, which makes me a Clippers fan, and I support the team, I suppose. Anyway, so with that being said, a few days ago, I think it was 2 days ago, they had the biggest loss in that franchise's history by losing that game by 50 points. A game in which we covered, right? As far as the reaction, we did some videos on that game, reacted to that game, saying how something like that could not happen, right? But I remember when that happened, and I could almost pencil it in that I knew the next day that the media was going to lose their SHI. You know what? You knew that they were going to lose their stuff over the Clippers losing that game. Now, what made me think that? Because I think the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard have been public enemy number one since they lost in the playoffs. I don't know what caused the switch. I don't know if it's that every single year going into the season, they need to have a villain in the NBA. I don't know what that is. I don't know why. Maybe it needs to be that storyline. I don't know. I don't think any of this is just, by chance. I think all of this is calculated. I think every single thing that you see out there is calculated. In a multi-billion-dollar industry, there's nothing that's left to chance, in my opinion. So they've been public enemy number one ever since they lost that game. Now, what happened last night, and this all depends on when you guys are watching this video. Just last night, the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Miami Heat by virtually 50 points. Okay, if I have the box score here, which I do have, they beat them. Okay, excuse me. They beat them by 47 points. They beat them 144 to 97. That was the score, which is essentially 50 points. And I said to myself, after seeing that box score, and I said to myself, how much do you want to bet that this is not going to be a big deal like it was when the Clippers lost? And the funniest thing, the Miami Heat were a team that actually made it to the finals last year. They took the reigning champs to 6 games in the NBA Finals. Now, granted, in that game, Jimmy Butler did not play. Who's their best player and for sure their leader? He didn't play. The same scenario with the Clippers when Kawhi Leonard didn't play their best player, right? And they were ridiculed all over the news media for losing by 50. I asked myself, at the end of this loss, would that be the same thing that's going to be happening with the Miami Heat? Are people now going to start questioning the Miami Heat and say, oh my God, this team, oh my God, what a letdown, man. Is Kendrick Perkins going to come on TV and start dropping some of those as parables and analogies? I don't know. First of all, Kendrick Perkins is hilarious. He said something yesterday like, I don't remember the guy he was talking to. He was like, now let me address you like the numbers on a house. And I was just like, what? I was like, what? Yo, them country dudes, man. I don't know where they come up with that stuff. But anyway, so they beat the Miami Heat by 50 points. 50 points. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, as I was preparing the content today, I was like, I wonder if that's going to be the main story. I wonder if Shannon Sharp is going to parade on TV and start criticizing the Miami Heat for how they lost, for how they're not serious. and sitting here, analyzing the team and seeing where the things went wrong, and these guys are not serious, and scrutinizing every everything that all the players of the Miami Heat said in a press conference. I wonder if that's going to happen. I think most likely it's not going to happen. Yes, the media is going to touch on it, but they're going to definitely just brush right by it. And I think that the media every single year has to pick a villain, right? They've done this in the past, and they decide who they're going to go after. As a Kobe Bryant fan, Kobe's my favorite player of all time. I know this firsthand. At one point, Kobe was like, oh my God, he's going to be the next Jordan and all that. And then at the next moment, I think after his Colorado case, Kobe was public enemy number one, and he wasn't even proven guilty. He was public enemy number one. That's one example. Think of Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, who probably pound for pound was the toughest player at his size who ever lived and played basketball, right? Respected all around the world by sports fans. But the media made a concerted effort to take his comments that he made about practice, blow them out of proportion, and all of a sudden at latter points in his career, Allen Iverson was blackballed. One of the hardest workers who left everything on the floor. If people that see Russell Westbrook, and respect him for his grind and how hard he plays, AI played just as hard and even more. And AI actually led his team to an NBA championship round finals against Kobe and a prime Shaq and Lakers, and took that game one. I think he dropped like something like 48 points in game one. Just him and a bunch of Rough Riders. And that was Allen Iverson, who everyone fell in love with, who was a global cultural icon, is the same Allen Iverson that a few years later the media was tearing down, and all of a sudden he was like chopped liver. That's what the media did to Allen Iverson. And now it seems to be the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. Now, some people may say, but wait a minute, 2 years ago, the media was, Kawhi Leonard was the media's darling. Well, I ask you, what happened? Did he lose an arm? Did he shoot somebody? He lost in the playoffs, right? How many players have lost in the playoffs? So many players have lost in the playoffs. When he loses, oh my God, he should be out of the league. We need to sit down and analyze Kawhi Leonard's personality and understand what kind of person is he? Does he lead? Does he talk? Why doesn't he talk? And all. That's what's happened with them since. The Clippers have now turned into the laughing stock of the league. And I said it before in the video before, the only way that this team can redeem themselves and really silence their critics is just to go out there and win the title. Forget about making it to the Western Conference Finals. Forget about getting to the finals. Just win the title. That's the only way to silence their critics. And the Bucks, who had the #1 record in the NBA last season, a back-to-back regular season MVP, defensive player of the year, Giannis Antetokounmpo, got blown out by 20 points by the New York Knicks. Are we about to analyze the Milwaukee Bucks and ask what's wrong? They got blown out by the Knicks by 20 points. Where was the uproar about that? Oh, some people can say, okay, well, 20 points is not as bad as 50. Fine, I give it to you. The Miami Heat got blown out by 47. Are they going to be parading all over the media today? I don't think so. So for me, I do think that they're the most hated team in the league, but I also think it's par for the course. They're not the first team to go through this. They're not the first team to go through this. Other teams have gone through it before in the past, and now I think they need to overcome it. But for me, it's looking kind of weird. I said it before in another video. I think a lot of this is just weird, right? It's like beyond sports and criticism. It now seems like some people have agendas, and that's what it looks like to me. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that the Clippers are the most hated team in the NBA and Kawhi Leonard is the most hated team? And if you do think so, let me know why you think so. If you disagree, let me know what you think in the comment section. Again, whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.